Some say that lovers don't need a special day. Some say that the special day is not for lovers only. Well, either way, Valentine's Day was just celebrated last week around the world. Flowers and other gifts were exchanged between loved ones, but actually, why? Our culture correspondent Maya Margit goes back to the origins of St. Valentine's Day and its famous icon, Cupid, in this next report.
It's the day of love, Valentine's Day, celebrated in countless countries across the world. A day of romance that happens every year on February 14th. The modern holiday features chocolate, beautiful flowers, even weddings. It's often criticized for its rampant commercialism, but the idea of a mid-February festival is not a new one. Pagans in ancient Rome also had a fertility holiday called Lupercalia. Naked men would chase women in the streets and whip them. It was only later that the day became associated with religion and with Saint Valentine. So who was he? The Catholic Church lists several people with this name. According to legend, one of these Valentines was executed by Emperor Claudius II in the 3rd century CE. Not much is known about him, but the story goes that while he was in prison, he became friends with the jailer's blind daughter. On February 14th, the day of his execution, he left her a note, signed, "Your Valentine." This is how he became the patron saint of love. Valentine's Day then evolved throughout history. During the Renaissance, the Roman god Cupid became linked to the holiday. And now, millions of people in relationships everywhere spend the day with their loved ones, taking romantic strolls, giving flowers, or just celebrating with friends.
So now we know a little more about the history of Valentine's Day, and I want to know, how did Maya Margit celebrate it? I'm joking, I'm just kidding. I want to know.
Do you really want to know?
Well, how it grew to become, so widespread today.
It took hundreds of years actually for it to become popular. It wasn't popular originally when it first appeared thousands of years ago, but actually what happened is British aristocrats and European aristocrats started making greeting cards, fancy greeting cards, and writing fancy poems every Valentine's Day to give to their loved ones. And it kind of became a business. And then in the 20th century, you have Hallmark that came in. And with Hallmark, actually, this is when the holiday really took off. Greeting cards were sold everywhere, and now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. People spend billions of dollars in the US alone just on chocolates, flour, jewelry, anything you can imagine. And of course, now you can also send e-Valentines online, so everything's moved to the internet now.
It's interesting, and we're here in Israel, and some even celebrated it here, not being Christian, Jews. So besides Valentine's Day, I know that other traditions, other religions also have a day of love.
That's right. Jews also have their own day of love. It's called Tu B'Av. It's celebrated in the summer. And it's a very popular day for people to get engaged, actually. Also, Chinese people have their own year. It's their own Valentine's Day. It's called the Chinese Valentine's Day. It's also celebrated in the summer. And in Brazil, actually, they don't celebrate Valentine's Day because it falls during Carnival. So they have their own day. It's on June 12th, and it's called Lover's Day.
Carnival wins love. All right, Maya, thank you so much for this. We're now taking a short break, but don't go too far away, because right after it, we're going to take you to the north of the country in our weekly tour. We'll visit special sites around the Sea of Galilee.